Good evening, friends. This is Vasudev Panda. Welcome to Master of English. ପିଲାମାନେ botany chapter 2 yes unit 2 ଆମର जो रहिला heredity and your variation heredity and variation ର ଆଜି किछिटा multiple choice question ଆମେ ପାଖାପାଖି 49ଟି ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଆଲୋଚନା କରିବା এই ভিডিওରେ ଆଗାମୀ ବୋର୍ଡ଼ ପରୀକ୍ଷା ପାଇଁ ତ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବା ପ୍ରଥମ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଆଜି ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରଥମ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନଟି କ'ଣ प्रथम प्रश्न होची the genotype of a plant showing the dominant phenotype can be determined by option A test cross, B dihybrid cross, C pedigree analysis, D back cross. तो ठीक उत्तर कौन होगा बोले ठीक उत्तर होची it is option A test cross. 2 number प्रश्न which one of the following cannot be explained on the basis of Mendel's law of dominance. Option गुड़ी कहूची option A the discrete unit controlling a particular character is called a factor. Option B out of one pair factors one is dominant and the other is recessive. Option C alleles do not show any blending and both the characters recover as such in F1 generation. And option D factors occurs in pairs. 2 number प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होगा yes alleles do not show any blending and both the characters recover as such in F1 generation. Option C टा होची ठीक उत्तर. 3 number प्रश्न होची inheritance. yes कौन inheritance of flower color is an example of incomplete dominance which is seen in dash. Option A anirinium, option B physium, option C bamboo, option D hibiscus. 3 number प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होगा yes it is anirinium, option A. 4 number प्रश्न the graphical representation to calculate the probability of all possible genotype of offspring in a genetic cross is called. Option A pedigree analysis, B karyotype, option C Punnett square, option D chromosome map. ताहले ठीक उत्तर कौन होगा पहले 4 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची Punnett square, option C होची ठीक उत्तर. 5 नंबर प्रश्न the F1 genotype ratio of monohybrid cross is dash. Option A 1:1, B 2:1:1, option C 1:2:1, option D 9:3:3:1. 5 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची it is option C 1:2:1. C टा होची ठीक उत्तर. 6 नंबर प्रश्न आलोचना करिबा. 6 नंबर प्रश्नटी अछि so what is it to determine heterozygosity of a cross one has to perform. Option A back cross, B reciprocal cross, C test cross, D any of these. Option गुड़िक 6 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची it is test cross. Option C टा होची ठीक उत्तर. 7 नंबर प्रश्न test cross is a cross between option गुड़िक होला hybrid into dominant parent, B hybrid into recessive parent, C hybrid into hybrid parent, D two distantly related species. 7 नंबर प्रश्न botany chapter 2 रो 7 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची hybrid into recessive parent. B टा होची ठीक उत्तर. 8 नंबर प्रश्न a gene that masks another gene's expression is called. Option A dominant, option B recessive, option C epistatic, option D associate. 8 नंबर प्रश्न रो ठीक उत्तर होची it is option C epistatic. C होची ठीक उत्तर. आलोचना करिबा 9 नंबर प्रश्न. क्वेश्चन नंबर 9 कौन पिले क्वेश्चन नंबर 9 हला genes exhibiting multiple effects are known as. Option A complementary genes, B pleiotropic genes, C cistrons, option D pseudogenes. 9 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होबो it is known as pleiotropic genes. option B टा होची ठीक उत्तर. 10 नंबर प्रश्न in case of incomplete dominance what will be the phenotype ratio of F2 generation. Option गुड़िक हला option A 3:1, B 1:2:1, option C 1:1:1:1, option D 2:2. 10 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर हबो it is 1:2:1. B टा होची ठीक उत्तर. 11 genes are made up of dash. Option A histones, B hydrocarbons, C polynucleotides, D lipoproteins. 11 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची yes polynucleotides रे जीन्स तैयारी होई थाए. तो 11 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची ऑप्शन C. 12 नंबर प्रश्न आलोचना करिबा A dihybrid for qualitative trait is crossed with homozygous recessive individual of its type. The phenotypic ratio is dash. Option A 1 is to 2 is to 1, B 3 is to 1, C 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1, and D 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. कोटा ठीक उत्तर 12 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होगा पिले it is 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1. सीट हाउस ठीक उत्तर. Question number 13. In garden P, yellow color of cotyledons is dominant over green and round shape of seed is dominant over wrinkled. When a plant with yellow and round seeds is crossed with a plant having yellow and wrinkled seeds, the progeny showed segregation of all the four characters. The probability of obtaining green round seeds in the progeny of this cross is what? Option A 1 by 4, option B 1 by 8, option C 1 by 16, option D 3 by 16. 13 number प्रश्न 13 number प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होचे तार प्रोबेबिलिटी होची 1 is to 8 1 by 8 सॉरी बीटा होची ठीक उत्तर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 14 14 number प्रश्न. A true breeding plant producing red flowers is crossed with a pure plant producing white flowers. Allele for red colors of flowers is dominant after selfing the plants of first filial generation. The proportion of plants producing white flowers in the progeny would be, what is the chances? Option A 3 by 4, B 1 by 4, C 1 by 3, D 1 by 2. 14 number प्रश्न र ठीक उत्तर हबो it is 1 by 4. Option B होची ठीक उत्तर. 15 number प्रश्न. Which of the following represent test crush? Option गुडी गला WW into WW, B WW into WW, C WW into WW, D WW into WW. प्ले W छोटो W बड़ो याको देखी कि मार्क करियो त माने. तो 15 नंबर प्रश्न 15 नंबर प्रश्न र ठीक उत्तर हबो पिले yes it is option C. 16 number प्रश्न. The phenotypic ratio in the F2 generation of hybrid cross is option A 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1, option B 1 is to 2 is to 4, then 2 is to 1 2 is to 1, option C 7 is to 1 is to 1 is to 7, option D 12 is to 8 is to 4. 16 number प्रश्न र ठीक उत्तर हबो it is 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1, option A. 17 number प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 17 कोन पिले 17 number प्रश्न टी हला grain color in wood is determined by three pairs of collision following the cross of AABBCC. Dark color X AABBCC, light color in F2 generation. What proportion of the progeny is like to resemble either parent? Option A half, B less than 5%, C 1/3, D none of these. 17 number प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची it is exactly less than 5%. B टा होची ठीक उत्तर. 18 number प्रश्न. Which of the following genes show the heterozygous condition? Option A RR, option B RR, option C RR, option D none of these. 18 number प्रश्न 18 number प्रश्न रो ठीक उत्तर होची it is capital R and small r. Option A होची ठीक उत्तर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 19 नंबर प्रश्न कौन होगा पिले 19 नंबर प्रश्न टी होची a dihybrid qualitative trait is crossed with homozygous recessive individual of its type. The phenotypic ratio is option A 1 is to 2 is to 1, option B 3 is to 1, option C 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1, option D 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. 19 नंबर प्रश्न रो ठीक उत्तर होची it is 1 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1. सीटा होची ठीक उत्तर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 20. Which of the following is best suited for codominance? Option A both recessive, B both are dominance, option C 1 is recessive, option D 1 is dominance. 20 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची it is both are dominance. B टा होची ठीक उत्तर. प्रश्न नंबर 21. When a dihybrid cross is fit into a Punnett square with 16 boxes, the maximum number of different phenotypes available are option A 8, option B 4, option C 2, option D 16. 21 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर हबो it is 4, option B टा होची ठीक उत्तर. 22 नंबर प्रश्न in Guinness pig black short hair BBCC is dominant cover white long hair BBSS during a dihybrid cross. the F2 generation individual with genotype BBSS, BBSS, BBS and BBS are in the ratio of dash. Option A 9:3:3:1. Option B 4:2:1:2. Option C 1:2:1:2. Option D 1:2:2:4. ठीक उत्तर 22 नंबर प्रश्नर ठीक उत्तर होची इट इज डी 1:2:2:4. क्वेश्चन नंबर 23 नंबर प्रश्नटी कौन पिले 23 नंबर प्रश्नटी है ए प्योर टॉल एंड ए प्योर ड्वार्फ प्लांट वेर क्रॉस्ड टू produce offsprings. Offsprings were self-crossed. Then find out the ratio between true breeding tall to true breeding dwarf. Option A 1:1, B 3:1, C 2:1, D 1:2:1. 23 नंबर प्रश्न र ठीक उत्तर हम इट इज 1:2:1. 23 नंबर प्रश्न सॉरी गाइज 23 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर हम ऑप्शन ए इट इज 1:1 होची ठीक उत्तर. 24 नंबर प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 24 if AABB into AABB then phenotype ratio of its progeny will be. Option A 9:3:3:1. Option B 1:2:1. Option C 1:1:1:1. Option D 4:1. 24 नंबर प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 24 ठीक उत्तर हम यस ऑप्शन ए 9:3:3:1. 25 the experimental plant material used by Mendel was yes. Option A cow pea, B garden pea, C wild pea, D sweet pea. 25 नंबर प्रश्न पिले 25 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची इट इज ऑप्शन बी गार्डन पी बीटा होची ठीक उत्तर. 26 नंबर प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 26 in pea plants yellow seeds are dominant to green. If a heterozygous yellow seeded plant is crossed with a green seeded plant, what ratio of yellow and green seeded plants would you expect in F1 generation? Option A 50-50, B 1:3, C 9:1, D 3:1. 24 नंबर प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 26 ठीक उत्तर होची ऑप्शन ए इट इज 50-50. सो 27 नंबर प्रश्न देखिया पहले in a given plant red color R of fruits is dominant over white fruit and tallness is dominant 35 over dwarfness. If a plant with genotype RRTT is crossed with a plant of genotype RRTT, that what will be the percentage of tall plants with red fruits in the next generation? Option A 100%, B 25%, C 50, D 75. 27 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर हम इट इज 50 ऑप्शन सी. 28 नंबर प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 28 कौन 28 होची which of the following characters is not among the 7 characters considered by Mendel for his hybridization experiments? Option A seed color, B pod shape, C flower position, D flower shape. 28 नंबर प्रश्न र ठीक उत्तर होची इट इज ऑप्शन डी flower shape. 29 नंबर प्रश्न when a tall plant with round seed TTRR crossed with a dwarf plant with wrinkled seeds TTRR, the F1 generation consists of tall plant with round seeds. What would be the proportion of dwarf plant with wrinkled seeds in F1 generation? Option A 1/4, option B 1/16, option C 0, option D 1/2. 29 नंबर प्रश्न र ठीक उत्तर क्वेश्चन नंबर 29 ठीक उत्तर कौन पिले ऑप्शन सी चांस ऑफ 0% दिया. क्वेश्चन नंबर 30 नंबर प्रश्न है when a cross is conducted between black feathered hen and a white feathered cock, blue feathered falls are formed. When these falls are allowed for interbreeding in F1 generation, there are 20 blue fowls. What would be the number of black and white fowls? Option A black 20 white 10, B black 20 white 20, C black 10 white 10 and D black 10 white 20. 30 नंबर प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 30 30 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची इट इज ऑप्शन सी black 10 and white 10. 31 नंबर प्रश्न a plant of F1 generation has genotype of AABBCC. On selfing of this plant, the phenotype ratio in F2 generation will be option A 3:1, B 1:1, C 9:3:3:1, ऑप्शन डी 27:9:9:3:3:3:3:1 31 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर हम इट इज ऑप्शन ए 3:1 32 नंबर प्रश्न In a monohybrid cross involving incomplete dominance, the phenotypic ratio equals the genotypic ratio. In F2 generation, the ratio is dash. Option A 3:1, B 1:2:1, C 1:1:1:1. Option D 9:7. 32 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर हम ऑप्शन बी 1:2:1. Question number 33 33 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक कौन बोले 33 नंबर प्रश्न होची how many different kinds of gamete will be produced by a plant having the genotype AABBCC. Option A 3, option B 4, option C 9, option D 2. 33 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची option D 2. 34 number when tall and dwarf plants are crossed from which cross 1:1 ratio is obtained. Option गुडी कहला TT and TT, B TT and TT, option C TT and TT, option D TT and TT. So 34 नंबर प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 34 ठीक उत्तर होची ऑप्शन ए कैपिटल T and small t and double small t. 35 नंबर प्रश्न in mirabilis a hybrid for red RR and white RR flower produces pink RR. Flowers, a plant with pink flower crossed with white flowers. The expected phenotype ratio is option A red pink white 1:2:1, option B pink white 1:1, option C red pink 1:1, option D red white 3:1. So कोटा ठीक उत्तर पहले 35 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची ऑप्शन बी बीटा होची ठीक उत्तर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 36 36 नंबर प्रश्न टी कौन पिले क्वेश्चन नंबर 36 रेशियो ऑफ प्रोजेनी कौन रेशियो ऑफ प्रोजेनी when a red color heterozygote is crossed with a white colored plant in which red color is dominant to white color सेठी कौन हम ऑप्शन ए 3:1, B 1:1, ऑप्शन सी 1:2:1, ऑप्शन डी 9:3:3:3:1. 36 नंबर प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 36 ठीक उत्तर हम से जगह 1:1 हम ठीक तो बीटा हूँ ठीक उत्तर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 37 2 pea plants were subjected for cross-pollination. Of the 183 plants produced in the next generation, 94 plants were found to be tall and 89 plants were found to be dwarf. The genotype of the two parental plants are likely to be option A capital T and small t double t, option B TT and TT, option C TT and TT, option D TT and TT. So question number 37 ठीक उत्तर होची ऑप्शन सी पिले ऑप्शन सी टा होची ठीक उत्तर. 38 नंबर प्रश्न द टोटल नंबर ऑफ progeny obtained from a hybrid cross is 1280 in F2 generation. How many of them are recombinant type? Option A 240, option B 360, option C 480, option D 720. 38 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची C 480. Though it is not my subject, I'm trying to provide you these questions because I want to help you. तो pronunciation related problem टिके होते पहले so you are to adjust. आमे जीवा वर्तमान 39 नंबर प्रश्न पाखु. So question number 39 what type of gametes will form the genotype RRYY? Option A RYRY or RYRY, option B RYRY, option C RYRY, option D RRRYYYY. 38 नंबर प्रश्न क्वेश्चन नंबर 39 ठीक उत्तर कौन होगा बोले ठीक उत्तर होची ऑप्शन ए. Question number 40 pure tall plants are crossed with pure dwarf plants. In the F1 generation all plants were tall. These tall plants of F1 generation were self and the ratio of tall to dwarf plants obtained was 3:1. This is called what? या कौन कहा जाए? ऑप्शन ए डोमिनेंस, बी इंटरमिटेंस, ऑप्शन सी कोडोमिनेंस, ऑप्शन डी हेरिडिटी. 40 नंबर प्रश्न बोले 40 नंबर प्रश्न और ठीक उत्तर होची इट इज कॉल्ड डोमिनेंस ऑप्शन ए. क्वेश्चन नंबर 41 द टर्म लिंकेज वाज कॉइन्ड बाय किए कॉइन करथिले? ऑप्शन ए जी मेंडल, बी डब्ल्यू शोटेन, ऑप्शन सी टी एच मॉर्गन, ऑप्शन डी टी बवेरी 41 नंबर प्रश्न 41 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची इट इज कॉइन्ड बाय टीएस मॉर्गन ऑप्शन सी टा होची ठीक उत्तर क्वेश्चन नंबर 42 क्रॉसिंग ओवर is advantageous because it brings about option A variation, B linkage, option C inbreeding, option D stability 42 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर हम because it brings about variation option A टा होची ठीक उत्तर क्वेश्चन नंबर 43 वर्तमान आलोचना करवा 43 टा कौन पिले law of Mendel what is it law of Mendel which is not completely applicable is option A codominance, B law of segregation, B law of independent assortment, D law of dominance 43 नंबर प्रश्न ठीक उत्तर होची ऑप्शन सी law of independent assortment question number 44 if a plant having yellow and round seed was crushed with another plant having green and wrinkled seeds then F1 progeny are in the ratio of option A 15:1, B 1:15, C 1:13, D all yellow and round seed 44 नंबर प्रश्न 44 नंबर प्रश्न रो ठीक उत्तर होची ऑप्शन D all yellow and round seed question number 45 the 1:2:1 ratio with the pink flower in the F2 generation indicate the phenomenon of TH. Option A dominance, B codominance, option C incomplete dominance, D segregation. Question number 45 ठीक उत्तर होगा it is incomplete dominance option C टा होची ठीक उत्तर. Question number 46 मोबाइल स्क्रीन ऊपर अच्छी तमମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ probability of genotype TTRR in F2 generation of a dihybrid cross is just option A 1/16, B 3/16, C 9/16, D 6/16 44 नंबर प्रश्न रो ठीक उत्तर होची ऑप्शन A 1/16 question number 47 which one of the following was rediscoverer of Mendel's work option A Mulet, option B Morgan, option C Correns, option D Breeze question number 47 ठीक उत्तर होगा Correns option C question number 48 how many different types of gametes can be formed by F1 progeny resulting from the following cross option AA BB CC XA BB CC option A 3 option B 8 option C 27 option D 64 48 नंबर प्रश्न र ठीक उत्तर होची it is 8 option B टा होची ठीक उत्तर last question what will be the gametic chromosome number of a cell if somatic cell have 40 chromosomes option A 10 option B 20 option C 30 option D 40 49 नंबर प्रश्न र ठीक उत्तर हबो option B 20 so that's all for the days guys see you in the next class bye bye stay tuned master of English